I found this interesting this morning. I'm watching Channel 2 News. It's in between See the BS and then the localized inserts, and then some commercials that the humans agreed in whatever egregious manner they are and put on the televised portion of my morning, I guess, briefing, or I don't even know, televised acknowledgement that whatever, I'm still in this position. So the person that they put on, I see that she's wearing this looks like the color of an African violet, honestly. I'm not even, Linda used to have them in a potted plant in the living room. They were like a fuzzy flower. But her name's Dana Tyler. See, that looks very African violet. They're speaking of Lustgarten and something creative almost in this cancerous light. And they're doing some kind of research walk. Again, I never know what the humans are up to, and my acknowledgement only goes so far. But I went to kindergarten. I did not go to Lustgarten. But I don't know what they've turned this word lust into, L-U-S-T. I'm pretty sure it is so far outside of my scope of reality and interactive whatever with humans. But again, I don't know when they patterned the 4-letter operative word what they assigned it to. I think I might have an understate of it, but I don't know for sure. But at kinder, and garten, since this is Lustgarten, I have a better understanding of kinder than I do of this Lustgarten at the moment. But here, this is their advertising that the humans put on. And I also, in this big apple city, I've never found anything lustworthy in this garden. It's not my cup of tea, and I'm not a big fan.
We all know someone affected by pancreatic cancer. Now CBS 2 and Lustgarten Foundation are joining forces because we're better together. Walk with us for pancreatic cancer research, April 10th.
Now, I find this interesting. Pier 84, and it's Hudson. HUD being Housing and Urban Development. That's interesting. And then it says River Park. It looks fourth dimensional. It does not. There was some other commercial that they put on this morning. About AXIOM, and I'm like, oh man, that's got an 11 in it. After this Ketanji Brown Jackson, and then these 4 astronauts are going, they said it's like a crossover between government agreement with private company. They make mention of 7-course meal. I'm like, it's it's like all the dots are just all over the menu and the place, and the lines are so certain in some places, and it's just really concerning in one area, disconcerting in another. Really feels like somebody tried to hotwire somebody else's set system in some kind of power grab. It's really what it feels like.
Help us transform this illness into a curable disease.
Hi, I'm Dr.
Now, I mean, this whole thing, she's not Polish, she's not Polish, she's not polka, but she's wearing polka dots, so as a messenger, ay. And she's claiming some seat in New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. Not according to polka dots elsewhere. She's not qualified. One is a causation of, and one's a deterrent of. Not a proponent. Let me go back to the AXIOM thing. Hang on. Now, I mean, one could say that this is some form of Lustgarten move, but again, who only knows when they build these what looks like ridiculous things, when there's no money being spent on important things in the local areas, and building, I mean, like, they can build these incredible rockets, they can build these incredible hotels and things that I have no money to even get to, but they build these big stadiums. I mean, they build all these big lust-worthy things in the garden of life. But at my kindergarten perspective, which begins with kin, K-I-N, and then kind, K-I-N-D, at Garten. There's just been such a disconnect.
You're looking at Launch Pad 39A at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where SpaceX is planning to launch another history-making flight later this morning.
This SpaceX thing, like, it's a word. It's a visual picture of some whatever that got opportunity and forgot there was the rest of the populace or population out there, and there were other family members that needed their help, as far as I'm concerned, so they could go play and tool around with whatever it is that they do. Just seems like a whole lot of people show up for work every day. They get their paychecks, they get their retirement accounts, they get their kids' future secured in some kind of quiet society that doesn't give a shit about the rest of us. And then there's the leftovers that wake up every morning like, how could they have forgotten about us? How could they be so self-absorbed and so self-sure of themselves that they totally forgot about the rest of humanity and their own seeds that are relatable to them in quirk, bosun, quantum, charm. Oh, hello, CERN concerned.
Called AXIOM 1. This will be the first all-private crewed mission at the International Space Station.
And here they have 4 flags. One of them happens to be the one that they told us to use to pattern our area with, and I don't know who chose the swatch of cloth. I don't know what the swatch of cloth means, and I don't know at this point if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's unclear from my one position, but it's where my feet are, and there's some certain things that go along with it that I'm using while I'm here at the moment, because that's the rules that they laid out in the Long Island, or the isolamia, in the ISO of standardization of some principle. Well, this physics and physique thing I have going on in some Rus Aja, being like an auger, but of the human level, which is the scary one, that now I'm having this disintegratous struggle with the environment for reasons I try to document, but I can't fully explain.
The four-person multinational crew is expected to spend 10 days in space. Mark Strassman caught up with the mission's commander in their final days of training.
Michael Lopez Alegria's astronaut resume still sparkles 10 years after retiring from NASA.
Liftoff of the Soyuz rocket transporting Michael Lopez Alegria.
4 flights, 10 spacewalks, 257 total days in orbit. You thought that part of your life was over?
Yeah, I mean, I was very happy with my NASA flying career and wanted to go do something different, and didn't realize it wouldn't be that different.
Now, improbably, at the age of 63, he's going back to space. Lopez Alegria will command AXIOM 1, the first all-private mission to the International Space Station. SpaceX provides the ride, the rocket. AXIOM Space manages the mission.
This really looks like a government NASA mission from the outside. The difference is it's a private company, and these are private customers, and this is a real turning point in human spaceflight.
No idea what that means in real world. If it means that, this crew, but is this now opening Pandora's box for something else? That's what really frightens me, based on what I have going on at the family estate 6 hours to my south, and how they're not following family estate planning and rules.
His crewmates, AXIOM's customers, are American Larry Connor, Canadian Mark Pathy, and Israeli Eitan Stibbe, rich businessmen who paid AXIOM millions to fly.
We take our toolkit with us.
Here at the Johnson Space Center, we watch the crew winding down months of training at the space station mock-up.
When we go up there, we'll be camping, so we'll lay out our sleeping bag somewhere, and in the morning we'll roll it up and get to work.
They plan to visit the real thing for about a week, living, working, doing research alongside professional astronauts.
These guys are eager, they're smart, they want to perform.
You've heard the criticism, this is just a bunch of rich guys on a space junket. Why is this something more than space tourism?
First of all, I want to say that I think there is a place for space tourism. It's just that's not what this mission is about at all. We need to span the gamut of experiences, from somebody who just wants to have a little taste to somebody who wants a 7-course meal. We're on a 7-course meal plan.
In other words, a cosmic leap beyond Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic's quick up and down trips to the edge of space.
This is something that is the full experience. And I think that there will be an ever-increasing appetite for that.
AXIOM, his employer, is betting on it. The company has chartered 3 more SpaceX flights. The company's more ambitious goal to build the first commercial space station. It will start out attached to the ISS.
We have a number of corporations and companies who want to do research in space. There's media interest in space. It's a long list of folks.
Michael Suffredini is AXIOM's CEO. He spent 30 years.
Now, when he says media as a medium, just curious, is that like military exchange program? And then Dia, because I am part of DO, but I don't have access to another DO at the moment in Isola Mia. Like, if it's an operette and I sing it in like an Italian fashion, like, will you catch my drift? Because I got some issues going on just to the south in like the forgotten kid like category. I mean, like, I know there's important people with important space careers and like they don't like to be pissed off, but like there's some real serious stuff going on just outside of their like scope of like, I don't know how they place us in prioritizing.
Years at NASA, a decade of that running the ISS program.
Where does AX-1 fit into the bigger picture of where you want to end up?
This is the first step in a number of flights that allow us to work with NASA to learn how to operate together so that when our first module shows up, we can just jump right into it.
Just like Lopez Alegria and 3 space rookies soon will jump into the ISS.
The other thing I noticed is this number 10 and number 11 mixture with an O in Zio spelled a different way.
For CBS Mornings, Mark Strassman, Houston.
It ain't cheap, but it is historic. And we got some talkers coming up because Vlad Dutier will have the stories you will be talking about today. I guarantee it. But first, it is 7:44 exactly. Time to check your local weather.
Good morning.
It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.